Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be back and it feels so good to be making content with you all again. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I have an urban garden in Zone 6B. Today, I'm going to show you how I refresh my GreenStalk every single spring to keep that soil flourishing. Then I will show you how I re-amend all of this soil. I've been using this exact same soil for the past 3 seasons. So this will be the 4th season using it. And last year our GreenStalks did really, really well. And I'm gonna amend it the exact same way I did last year. So last year, this is what I used. I used a high quality potting mix. And then I use a little bit of this chicken fertilizer. And I will use these earthworm castings as well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I have my GreenStalk from last year. All I did with my plants at the end of the year is I just cut them all off right here at the base, and I left everything else. So all the roots come out so nicely, and if you try to pull them out at the end of the season, it's honestly kind of a nightmare. The first year I did that and it was just a lot harder to get out. The dirt went everywhere, and this way, these roots just kind of disintegrate and add compost into the soil, which is awesome. My soil did really, really well last year, probably the best it has done. And so I just pulled these out and I toss them. And then I go through here and I take my shovel and I just grab all the bigger kind of chunks of roots. But really, if you guys look, there really isn't many. They kind of just disintegrate back into the soil. Okay, so once I get it mostly full with the soil, I take my worm castings right here, and I just take a nice old hefty shovelful, and I just sprinkle it on top, just like this. And then I grab this chicken manure, and you can really use any type of like compost or manure. Just be careful that you don't use too much because some of it can burn the soil. So I just take a shovelful, and this. Definitely don't want to do too much of this. And then I go through and I just kind of turn it under a little bit. And a lot of these nutrients are going to soak through anyways once you start watering it. So I'm not really worried about it getting to the bottom. I would actually prefer it to be kind of on the top half, really. And the only reason you would not want to reuse your soil year after year is if you maybe had some sort of fungus like septoria or something going on with your plants, especially something that can be transmitted through dirt or leaves or anything else like plant matter. That's really the only reason you wouldn't want to reuse it. Other than that, if you buy quality soil, you should be good to go. My original soil was Fox Farms Ocean Forest, and it has done me really well. This year I used something else from the nursery, but usually I like to re-amend it with either Black and Gold or Fox Farms Ocean Forest, which is my top pick. Yeah, just a really high quality, a lot of nutrients in that soil, because that's what these planters need. So, all right guys, here you have it. This is a fully refreshed little part of the tier. Yeah, and I'll show you how I plant it now. Okay, so here I have my plants, and if you know GreenStalk, you know that pepper plants do amazing in these. I've gotten so many peppers out of this GreenStalk, especially last year. My peppers somehow do better in this GreenStalk than they do in my garden. So they usually end up in this GreenStalk, and this thing usually is mostly peppers. So these are my peppers that I grew from seed. I have an Anaheim, I have a Jimmy Nardello, I have an Ancho or Poblano, another Ancho, and then a bell. I haven't grown a bell pepper in these yet, but I'm excited to try it out this year. And then this one is an Anaheim. And then right here I have a basil that I'm just gonna throw in. And I'll show you guys how I plant these. So what I do is I make sure the soil is up high. And I just go through here Look at that beauty. Looks awesome. And then I just plop it in and I kind of face it out just a bit. And I keep it up so it doesn't sink back down. And then I just kind of cover the sides with soil. And you definitely want it pointing out, because when you go to put your tiers on, it's a lot easier if you have all your plants pointed out. That way you don't crush them. But yeah, this is how I do it. Some people like to stack their tiers and then plant, and I have done that before, but I don't prefer it. I find that I have a lot more room doing this. As long as I take a little bit extra just precaution while I'm stacking them. Usually it takes the 2 people to do it. Yeah, usually my plants don't get smushed, and it seems to just be a little bit easier to do it that way. So yeah, I'm gonna get these all planted. So this is our clean tray. My daughter did a very good job cleaning these. Yep, so just pop it on just like that. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna finish all of these up, and then I'm just gonna stack it all together. All right, my friends, here is all planted out. On the bottom, I did peppers and basil. And then on this top part, I did a lot of lettuce, and I did 2 different cucumber plants, 1 on each side, which will grow around these trellises. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming back, or also if you're new here. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys next time.